The womb whispers. Obnoxiously, you ran to his house like the horses before in a wild stampede. Did someone tell you to do that? Your feet were stomping onto his beige, dirt-stained, worn-out carpet covering mahogany hardwood floors. Who told you to do that? I was a witness to you falling under the demon's spell, jumping into unknown bed sheets, your body, his body, your skin, his skin, colliding into one until the aroma of your sex filled the air of his atmosphere. Did someone force you to do this? Take accountability and unclog our space. The womb whispers. To me, at night, consistently, wet crystals fall in a stream down your cheeks, releasing this inflicted pain. Let go. I am a witness to you, wrapping your puncture wounds with sharp stick pins. Learn to heal and grow from our space. The womb whispers to me at night. Were you not born a fawn? Were you not the one born with your eyes wide open, already walking and running within hours of being delivered, within hours of being delivered? Are you not the one others proclaimed you to be, special and chosen? Because you are. The womb whispers. That child is still special, and her eyes remain wide open. Hi, so I'm glad that you all got a chance to hear it. That is called The Womb Whispers to Me at Night. It is a beautiful poem I wrote, and it's a really personal poem as well, as you can tell. I know some of you may be able to tell that it's a very personal poem. It's really about my experience and just basically how, in a sense, kind of like, I used to really like give myself away to people, and they didn't deserve me, if that makes sense. Uh, and I would do that because I was in this state of mind that I was not special, that I was not a person who deserved, I thought I was a person that did not deserve anything that was good. So I didn't expect anything that was good. And we talked about expectancy in the other lesson. I think that was the first lesson, which was the mother wound. And I just did not look at myself as a special person. I realize that now. I had very low self-esteem. I just did not value myself as much. Because if I did, I wouldn't have given myself away as much to people. I wouldn't have been a people pleaser, and I wouldn't have been so nice, because being nice is not always good. So that's really what that poem is about, but it relates wholeheartedly, it relates to the lesson that I'm going to speak about right now. So here we go. I'm just so excited for this lesson. The name of the topic for this lesson is called Born with a Veil. And that resonates with me so much because I was born with what you call, I was born with a veil over my eyes. And I've talked about this before on my TikTok, and it got a lot of views. It was like my first video to really get like over 1,000 views. And I never expect for it to get that many views, but I guess people really resonated with what I was saying about my story about being born with a veil. So basically, when I was born, my eyes were wide open, like I talk about in the poem just a few minutes ago. And I had all of this, like the white stuff on me, which is called the vernix. That's like the afterbirth. And it's really healthy too. Like it protects a baby's skin. So it's really good to keep it on their skin. But that's another story. Um, my eyes were wide open when I came out of my mom's womb. And my grandmother, which was my paternal grandmother at the time, which was my dad's mom, she said that if a baby is born with their eyes wide open, they are born with a veil over their eyes. And basically, what that means is people who are born with a veil over their eyes are have a lot of clairvoyance. They are very special beings that come to Earth. They can see things that other people can't, like spirits, demons, all kind of stuff. And my mom was kind of scared when she told her that, but she said it was like a gift that I had that I would be able to. And the more and more I get older and the more and more I grow throughout the years, I'm beginning to believe that because there have been so many supernatural things that have happened to me over the years and things that are just unexplainable. I've been able to, I believe I have a lot of gifts, like, and I do, I can tell when someone is being evil. I can tell if somebody's jealous of me. I just always been able to tell because my sense I have like a sixth sense in a sense, um, which is my intuition, like my gut. Like I can feel it in my gut when somebody does not mean me any good, when someone is jealous of me, or I just can feel it. I can even feel when people are, I can feel when people are good too. Like I can feel their energy, like when they're so excited, when they're so happy, like you can literally feel their energy like when they are an excited person. So yeah, I have that gift. I'm beginning, I really do believe what my grandmother, may she rest in peace, rest her soul, she passed away a couple years ago, uh many years ago, but um I really do believe her. I believe that wholeheartedly. I think I have a true gift, and I feel like part of my gift is really using that clairvoyance that I have to guide other people into their awakening, their spiritual awakening, their rebirth period, and their coming, their their ability to become who they've always wanted to be in life and show up as their true authentic self without apologizing for it. So that's what we're getting into right now. So the first thing I want to talk about, and I have my journal, I always keep my notes, is reimagine your birth using the five senses. So we have five known senses. We're going to talk about the sixth sense in a minute. Like we're going to talk about all different other senses. Like we're going to this session is just so powerful. We're really going to get into that. So, um, think about it. Think about this wholeheartedly. Think about this entirely. Really think about this question when I ask this question, and I want you to get your notebook, maybe get your video ready. Maybe you can do a video diary as well. That's always really cool. Video diaries are awesome. Anyway, like you can respond to this question in a video diary, or you can just write it in your journal, whichever is comfortable for you. What does your birth feel like? So what does it feel like? What's the sense of touch? What does it feel like? What do you feel? What does it smell like? Think about the smell, the scent of it. What does it taste like? What do you see now that you've been reborn? What can you hear? So, what can you hear? Does what you hear and see correlate with the other five senses? Oh, I love that question. I wrote all of this down and I'm just so excited. This is just amazing. Does the world or does the birth you have reimagined meet your expectations? So think about that. Does this new world that you have reimagined or this birth, you're being reborn. So now that you've been reborn and you have been delivered, does this new creation meet, which would be the world or your birth, does it meet your expectations? Or better yet, here's another question, another prompt. Were your expectations beyond met? Oh, I love that one. I love it. Even though you were already born, even though you were already born, you were in the incubation stage, which prepared you for this moment. And that is so true. I believe humans, and this is my own personal theory, I believe humans go through a rebirth process all the time. Like we're always being reborn, we're always turning into the new version of ourselves, whether it's every 2 years, every 5 years, every 10 years, we're never really the same person. And I have always heard other people say, like in interviews, famous people, regular people, normal, all kinds of people say that I've heard this several times. Oh, I'm just not that girl anymore, or I'm just not that guy anymore. I've changed. I have evolved over time. I'm not the same person that I was 20 years ago, or I'm not the same person that I was 5 years ago. I'm different. And it's so true, but that is because we go through a incubation stage so much in our lives that we don't even realize it. I mean, that's what the new year is for. Last month was the new year. So everybody talks about, oh, it's time to start over and we need to get our new year's resolutions ready. But that's what that's for, to be reborn again so many times. But I wanted to finish this. So here I say the rebirth, the womb prepared you for the world physically. So it did. Your body was growing. Your mother was nurturing your body. You were feeding in the womb. The placenta was giving you all of these nutrients. I know this, I'm a doula. So you were being physically prepared for this world. Humans have to live here. So your body was being prepared for this world in so many ways. But I like to say experience, love, growth, and mindset, and your mindset aided your incubation period. It really did. All of those experiences all of that love, that growth, everything like that, it really helped with your development over the years, which is what I call the incubation period. It really helped with your development until you got to that rebirth where you boom, you bust out of the cocoon. Remember, I showed that picture, that beautiful picture of that butterfly coming out of the cocoon in that the lesson before this. This is part two. That was part one of the honoring the womb. But the veiling, which is this lesson, is part two to that. So if you missed that, but I'm pretty sure you didn't miss that because I'm pretty sure you are not skipping over lessons. So it's just like that. You, after you go through this amazing incubation period where you learn all of these things and have all of these experiences, you are ready to break out of your shell, the cocoon. You are being reborn again, which is so amazing. See, I prepared for my rebirth for 27 years without knowing it. And I did ever since I was born. And I'm 27 now, I'll be 28 this year. Ever since I was born, I've been preparing for this rebirth right now. And I always in my life, I just feel like I've been seeing synchronicities. I've been seeing number synchronicities. I've been seeing everything like signs around me for this year, that this year is going to be amazing. Like my life is just going to change in ways that I have never imagined or prepared for. So it's just so exciting. And I'm just so happy to have you all here. All the people that will be joining the course, all the people that have joined the course already. I'm just so excited and so blessed and so thankful that you're here and you're watching this with me. I mean, you're watching me right now do this lesson. But yeah, I believe that. I was in the incubation stage even after being born because I had to, I'm not the same person that I was back then. I'm not the same person that I was all those many years ago. I'm different now. I have a new perspective on life, a new mindset and everything. And I had to go through all those experiences, though they may have been terrible, which they have. Is some of my experiences have resulted in a lot of trauma, a lot of family trauma, a lot of abuse, everything. But I feel like I had to go through those experiences and those life lessons in order to get here and be here and to teach you in this course. So I'm proud of those experiences. I'm grateful for them because without them, I wouldn't really be me. If that, I wouldn't really, and I wouldn't be the version of myself that I am now. So I'm happy. But yes, so I want to say it like this. This version of myself is in incubation for the next version of myself. So, years from now, I won't even think this is the best version of me. Like years from now, I will think that let's say 10 years from now, I will think that the person that I am going to be then is better than this version. And it will be because I'll probably be more evolved. I probably would know more. I probably will be more educated or whatever, what have you. So that's what I mean by that. Hopefully this lesson is making sense. So reimagine. And reimagine is it's a really special word. And I want to just kind of like look it up right quick. Hold on just a second. I'm going to do like a screen share for you all so you can all just look at this right quick. So reimagine. Okay, let's see here. So basically it means reinterpret an event, work of art, etc. And that is true. It does mean that imaginatively or rethink. True, but we're gonna go to the main. Okay, there we go. The meaning of reimagine is to imagine again or anew, renewal, especially to form a new conception of. Recreate is what it means. Yes, that's all it means. So in the poem, at the end, the womb whispers to this woman, the protagonist of the poem, in my poem that I wrote, talking about the um the womb whispers to me at night. In that poem, when the womb is speaking to the protagonist, she is telling the protagonist, were you not born a fawn? I love that part because she is she is explaining to the protagonist who she is. She's telling the protagonist who she is. She's telling her, you are someone special. Fawns, when they are born like little baby deers, they are born already walking and they can see and everything. Humans are not born like that. But she's comparing the protagonist in the poem to a fawn. She's telling her that you're special. You were already walking. You had your eyes wide open. You were, so she's letting her know this is I would say I wrote it in this way. I was trying to capture like a metaphor or an analogy for clairvoyance. The womb was letting the protagonist know you were born with clairvoyance. You were already wise when you came out of the womb. You were already beautiful. You were already special when you came out of the womb. So why are you not acting like it? See how that works? So I look at it like this. We don't really remember when we were born. So we have to be told what was it like when we were born. The people that were there at our birth at the hospital or wherever we were born. Some of us were born at home. So some of us were born in a water birth. We don't remember it, so people have to tell us. So the womb was telling her, was reminding her of what happened and who she was, because she had forgotten who she was. And that's what happens. We forget who we are when we're born. When we come to this new world, we forget who we are. We have to be reminded. Someone has to make us aware of who we are. And in that poem, it was the womb that did it. The womb was telling her, you have been carelessly using me. You have been carelessly neglecting your temple, which is your body, giving it to everybody. Well, not giving it to everybody, giving it to the wrong people, giving your energy to the wrong people. You have been neglecting yourself because you don't know who you are, which in a sense is dimming your light, your inner light, and destroying parts of you. So that's what it is. But like I said, we don't remember. Let's go back to that. We don't remember, keyword. We don't remember. Let's get off this screen share for a second. We don't remember when we were born. So we have to recreate our birth. There we go. We have to recreate our birth. And we do that by developing during the incubation stage, which is doing our inner work in a sense, doing our shadow work, using these spiritual prompts and rebirth prompts to guide us into finding ourselves, our true selves. Speaking these poetry affirmations every day and truly studying them so we can become that person that we always really were, but didn't know we were. So we have to recreate that birth. And that is one of the ways that we can do it. Those are ways we can do it. Like I said, speaking our affirmations, doing our inner work, doing our shadow work, taking courses like this so we can find that inner light and unleash it, unleash, unleash the inner light that we have in us for the world to see. So the world can see. So that's really what it's about. So we have to recreate that birth, reinterpret, like the definition said, reinterpret. We have to reinterpret. We have to reimagine, make anew the concept of our birth. That's what we have to do. To form a new conception of our birth. Isn't that beautiful? I would do a separate video on the different words of this session if I feel like I missed anything. So that probably more than likely will happen. I might put it into the juxtaposition video that we're going to do too. So here we go. Your childhood. So, well, let me start over. So, because I'm reading from notes. Reimagine your childhood to unleash the inner child. To unleash your inner child is to unleash your inner light. Oh, I love that. Love it, love it, love it. And if you do that, you will experience what I call, this is my own term, inner child clairvoyance. You'll be able, because your inner child is what helps you find your purpose in life, your passions, what you're good at doing. You are essentially a healer of some sorts. But what kind of healer are you? I heard somebody say that. And I really love, I can't think of her name. I think it was Queen Poe. She's on YouTube. She's really cool. And I remember her saying that when we don't know our passion and our purpose, we must realize that we are healers. All of us are healers, but how do we heal? And that was really interesting how she said that. I might find that video and link it in this course because I really liked how she said that. But that's true. We are healers. So how do we heal? Like, what is our power? What is our passion? How do we find that out? And when we find that out, we are able to have this clairvoyance. Our inner child allows us to be able to go beyond the five senses. Our inner child helps us tap into that intuition, which is one of my gifts. Helps us be able to, it helps us learn how to connect to the spirit, to the divine, so we can receive downloads and hear. Because that's how I create this course. I didn't know I would have all of this stuff. Like, this is amazing that all of this stuff is coming to me and I just can't stop it. And I love that I'm being so creative with this, but I'm able to write, like, literally, I'm able to write like all kind of stuff like, oh, I hope you all can see that. May not be okay, a little bit, but it's a lot of words and writing on here. If you can see that a little bit, you can see, oh, you can see it a little bit. Okay, there you go. But I'm able to get out so many downloads, but that's because I'm not blocked in any way. Everything is free flowing. I wouldn't even do this video until I was free flowing, until I felt good enough to do it, until I felt better or until I felt in my spirit, okay, it's time for me to do some content. I don't like to force anything. You know what I mean? Not anymore. I don't like to force things because I feel like it makes me feel bad and it makes me feel like I'm not able. It makes me feel like I have to do it and I don't want to be forced to do anything. I want all of this to be free flowing and fun. So that's what your inner child is about. Finding out who you are is a part of your passion as well. So, and your inner child, in a sense, develops through incubation, the incubation of life. It develops through that. And it helps you, in a sense, teleport. Teleport. I know people are like, oh my God, this is going a bit too far, but it's not. Teleporting. A lot of people don't realize that teleporting is not really just it's communication and it's transportation, getting everywhere, teleporting this place and that place. And it's science fiction in a sense. Oh, bam, I'm here, and then the next place I'm in there. I've always said that I wanted that supernatural ability to teleport because I feel like, because I have this desire to travel different places. And I have traveled before, but not that many. I've never been out of the country. I would love to be out of the country this year. I would like to go uh, to an island, maybe Cancun, or maybe a Dubai, Paris. And I always said I wanted to learn, I want the superpower of teleporting because I feel like one day I'm in America, the next day I can slap my finger and then I'm in Dubai. I can snap my finger, I'm in Paris, which I love. I want to go to Paris. I can snap my finger, I'm in Brittany, France. I can snap my finger, I'm in Rome, Italy. I can snap my finger, I'm in Cancun, Jamaica, Barbados. So I feel like I would never have to pay for another plane ticket again, by the way, or a bus ticket or anything like if I had to teleport, I just would save so much money. Anyway, that's really funny. But um, yes, yes, yes. But when I say teleport, you can teleport places with a car. It's a means of transportation, it's a means of communication. You can do that. But you can also do that when you access a portal, when you jump into that next reality of yourself. And that's what you do when you incubate. Incubation is a part of teleporting. It's a part of entering a new era of your life or a new version of yourself. So it's like jumping into that new body of yourself, jumping into that new face of yourself or that new phase of yourself. So it's all about that. So that's why I say teleport and telepathy is such an interesting topic. And I want to connect it to juxtaposition. So let's look up the word juxtaposition. It's like juxtaposition is like one of my favorite words too, you guys. So it's like, girl, this is like one of my favorite words. It is, it really is. So let's look it up. Hold on. I hope I'm not too slow for you guys. I don't want to be slow. Okay, hold on. Okay, got it, got it, got it. And then I'm gonna screen share with you all so you all can see. Let's see here. Gonna screen share. All right. All right. So Juxtaposition. Let's hear it pronounced.
Juxtaposition.
Yes, juxtaposition. The fact of two things being seen or placed close together with contrasting effect. Yes, yes, yes. And the reason why I wanted to speak about that word is because I feel like in order for us to jump into our new reality, for us to really kickstart our incubation period and to really give us some and some sauce to it, we have to juxtaposition, we have to use it, we have to contrast, we have to compare what our life looks like now and what it could look like. Instead of focusing on, a lot of people, they don't focus on the now of their life. And I'm guilty of it. And actually, focusing, not focusing on the now gets a lot of people in trouble. Like, for example, I'm just going to use this random example. Let's say I want, and I do. So I'm going to talk about this. This is a limiting belief or experience that I had. I want a Canon camera. I really do want one because I feel like it has the best quality and I feel like it would be really good for me to do vlogs with and to do YouTube videos with. But at times I kind of think about the price. I'm saying to myself, do I really need to buy this? Is it really worth it? Is it this or is it that? And that's not something I should be thinking about. I should be thinking about the now. I should be thinking about I don't have a camera. Not to say my computer camera is bad quality. It's really good quality because that's what I'm filming off now. But the camera is something that I want. With that camera, I could possibly do better pictures, better thumbnails. It could help grow my business because of the camera quality that it has. I could do more vlogs and they could be really clear. You know, just the cinematography of the camera could really help views soar because, and I've seen it. I've seen YouTubers with quality cameras. They take amazing pictures of their products. They may be selling things on Shopify, whatever, and they're able to get sales in large numbers because they have a really great camera. So the camera really does help them. So instead of focusing on the price of it, and instead of focusing on, oh, is it really worth it? I don't need to be focusing on it. That's thinking about the future. Because the moment you think about, oh, is it really worth it? You're thinking about, oh, what if I get this it doesn't really do anything for my business or it doesn't really do anything for my channel. That's thinking in the future. You need to be in the now. The now is you don't have a quality camera. The now is you don't have a, you don't have a, you're working with what you have, but if you had that, maybe things could get sore. You see what I'm saying? I hope that's making sense. So get out of the future and step into the now. And don't step into the past either. That's the problem with people. They step into the past and the future when they should be in the present. So that's a good example. And juxtaposition helps you do that. You ever notice with, and I love this analogy as well, with dentists, a dentist always shows you what your teeth look like now and what they could look like. So the dentist is contrasting. The dentist, he or she is showing you what your teeth look like now, and they're showing you what they could look like. So instead of thinking about, oh, it's too expensive, I don't need to get my teeth done right now, or maybe it'll be a bad job, don't think about that. just think about getting your teeth fixed and getting them better and healthier. So that's basically what the dentist does. The dentist shows us a juxtaposition, and that drives sales for the dentist. A lot of dentists are super successful because they show the client what their teeth could look like now, step into the now, and what they could look like if they were to get this work done to their teeth now. So is that amazing? So I feel like juxtaposition is a skill that we have to really learn how to do if we want to really be successful and if we really want to jumpstart and kickstart our incubation period and step out of that cocoon. And I'm going to do a separate lesson on that, another video lesson to this one. This is a really long chapter, which is the rebirth chapter. This is probably my favorite chapter, the rebirth chapter. I'm not going to lie. Like, this is the chapter that I have been receiving so many downloads for. This is just awesome, you guys and girls. So, juxtaposition. Remember that. I'm going to do another lesson. So this leads me to my next point. Searching for an inner light outside yourself is dangerous. And that's what happens when we, in a sense, stop being in the now and go to the future. We go to the past. We go to all those places instead of being in the now, which is the most important. So, in a sense, it's just like that. You're going outside of yourself to look for the inner light. See how much of a contradiction that is, and how much of a paradox that is. We're going to get into what paradox means too. So that is just not right. Why would you search for the answer this place, which would be the future, that place which would be the past, when the answer is in the now? See how that works? Wasn't that beautiful? It's the answer is in the now. Your inner light is not here or there. Your inner light is inside of you. It's not going to be outside of you. A great example of a walking paradox or a walking contradiction would be what is called a narcissist. We use the term narcissist so loosely now in today's society, but it's really a serious mental illness that certain people have. They are obsessed with themselves. They are so self-centered and so selfish that they end up harming the individuals that are around them and their family at times, their friends. So it really is a serious disorder. But in my opinion, a narcissist is a walking paradox, a walking contradiction in themselves. And I didn't know this at first. I was just receiving downloads from the divine and just writing down things in my journal that I thought would be helpful for this course and to teach you all. When I got this divine notion and this divine thought in my head, I said, a narcissist is a paradox. And I looked it up, and come to find out, narcissists do have a lot of paradoxes. They have to live in them. And a lot of psychologists, a lot of scientists have done studies on this about narcissists. And it's truly amazing how I knew that before I even looked it up at all. Like, I swear to you, I didn't look it up at all. This is something that just came to my mind. And then all of a sudden afterwards, I looked it up online, and it's true. Studies and scientists, psychologists have done this study on them, and they are in a paradox. They are walking contradictions. They say that they are amazing people. Like, a narcissist can say that they are amazing, they are an amazing person, but they really aren't. How are you an amazing person and you hurt people, you do things to people that are terrible? So you're not an amazing person. But they are under the notion and they are under a set of lies that they can't stop telling. You know, how are you a good person if you're a bad person? See how that works? Narcissists thrive off of stealing other people's light. That's why this course is called the Beautiful Light Energy Course, because I was dealing with what you may call a narcissist, or he had narcissistic tendencies. He had my ex, because I don't want to just call people narcissists, because I feel like like I said, we use that term loosely in this stage, in this age in our society. But anyway, he had narcissistic tendencies. We're going to put it like that. And he had all the traits of a narcissist. He had everything associated with that disorder. Even his mother and his father had traits like that. So I said all that to say is they are people who are looking for people like me and you. They're going outside of themselves to find the light. They don't believe they have a light because their light is so dimmed due to the demon or the demonic entity that is possessing them and turning them into the narcissist. This is my personal belief. They are so consumed with that demonic spirit that they can't see that they have an inner light, but it's dimmed because they're allowing this evil energy, this negative energy to engulf them, engulf their body. So they're going outside of themselves to find that inner light. They're looking for empaths like me or weak empaths to control, and so they can take their light. The narcissist shows up a lot of times. They are very outgoing people. They appear to be very outgoing to other folks, so that's how they are charming. So that's how they are able to trap people in their trap. I've dealt with this before, so I know they are going outside of themselves to look for this light. They may see, and in a sense, the empath is a walking paradox as well, because they believe that they are not a good person. The empath believes that they are not amazing, they are not beautiful, when really, in actuality, the narcissist would have never picked them if they weren't. They can't see that they are beautiful. They have no self-esteem. They have no confidence in themselves. And so whenever they come in contact with a narcissist, they have low self-esteem and they settle for the narcissist, not knowing that this is a terrible person for them to be with. But in a sense, it's a really good thing for them to be with a narcissist, because the narcissist can help them see that they are amazing, which is what happened to me. I was so fed up with his abuse and the trauma that I received from him that I was able to see I don't deserve this. I'm a good person. I do everything that's right for him, but he doesn't do everything that's right for me. So I was able to see that I was being abused. I was able to see that I experienced trauma from this relationship, and that I had to move on in order to get better, and I had to heal, and I did. So that's what happened. So in a sense, that's why I say our experiences are necessary for us to have, so we can turn into the version of the person that we've always meant to be, because our experiences help us turn into that new version of ourselves. It really does. But yes, the paradox is real. It really is. The paradox is real. Just like with in religion, everybody is going after this deity, this God that's supposed to be in the sky, when in actuality, there is a God within us. God made us in his own image. It even says that in the Bible. That's biblical. So if we're made in his own image, we are him. All of us are different versions of him. I like to say in my notes right here, that's a point that I made. We are different versions of, excuse me, we are different versions of God or the creator. To loathe yourself Loathe, meaning hate, which is hatred for yourself. To loathe or hate yourself is to loathe or hate God or the creator. It really is. If you hate yourself, you hate God. Because you are God. You are the creator. Because you were made in the creator's image. We are the reincarnations of the creator's form or energy. That's my theory. We really are. We are the reincarnations of the creator's form or energy. That's my personal belief and that's my theory. So that's it. Where religion has us looking outside of ourselves for the deity, looking outside ourselves for the God. Some religions have it like that, but that's the wrong way. We have to look within ourselves for God because that's where God is. That's where the creator is. We have to look into our inner. That's why they call it inner work, because you are searching within yourself for the person you have always been. For the person you have always been. You are searching for God. You are searching for energy. You are uncovering energy. You are uncovering the light. And hopefully you are releasing it onto the world. So that's what that's about. It's dangerous to look for things outside of yourself. When are you going to realize the inner light that's within you? And when are you going to nurture it in order to release it?